What is up, guys? I'm your friendly neighborhood web word fanatic, and we are here today with a double upload. And I normally don't do that because I heard it's really bad for the YouTube algorithm. I have no clue, but let's just get this news out there. So, if you guys have not seen, Fantasy Flight Games just did a live play of their new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. expansion box, and they also dropped the Silk preview article today, which was the first video that I did, just reacting to that article. But yeah, okay, so this video right here, I'm just going to be doing a really quick recap of all the news that they dropped in that live play. I'll put the link in the description of this video to that live play, and I definitely recommend that you guys go check it out and hear from Fantasy Flight Games themselves. But yeah, this would just be a quick recap. And in that video, they also revealed the final villain of the Marvel Champions Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Expansion, the fifth and final scenario here. And yeah, spoiler alert, if you guys do not want to know, click off the video. In the thumbnail, I'll have this photo right here, so everything is going to be blurred out. So, if you guys don't want to see any more information, definitely click off of it. Yeah, so spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Okay, so if you're still here right now, I'm assuming that you don't care and you want to see the final villain. And they reviewed it, and it is Baron Zemo here. And a lot of you guys told me that you guys were expecting Baron Zemo to be the fifth and final scenario. I don't know too much about Baron Zemo, especially from the comics. A lot of you guys told me who he was in the MCU, and he was in Civil War. He was a guy that really calculated everything and made Civil War happen. Like he turned Tony Stark against Captain America and Bucky, and he kind of facilitated that and deceived everybody. So he's a very big schemer, as you guys can see with his scheme stat here. He has, I'm guessing that the A sides are going to be for standard, and the B sides here are for expert mode. We don't know exactly all the details behind it. They did mention in their live play video, Tony Fanchi mentioned that Baron Zemo, this scenario was designed with the campaign in mind first. So they really wanted to make this campaign experience amazing. And then after they designed the scenario for the campaign, they made sure that it worked in standalone. So I'm actually really excited to play this in a campaign, because this may be the best campaign that we've ever gotten, because it sounds like it was like the forefront in their minds, like doing a campaign for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So yeah, Baron Zemo here. This is the villain. I haven't actually really taken a look at anything else into his cards. So okay, so for standard mode, he has a scheme of 3, attack of 2, same for the A2 side here, and his Thunderbolt and Thunderbolt unmasked, right? So you can take the mask off him, I guess, is this other side here. I kind of wish the art was like him unmasked. Force interrupt. Whenever Baron Zemo would be defeated, reset his hit points to 12 instead, and remove 3 counters from some board member environment thing that we got going on here. He does have 12 hit points. Force interrupt. Whenever Baron Zemo activates against you, either place 1 secret counter on the board member card, or give Baron Zemo an additional boost card for his activation. His A2 side is actually 18 hit points, 18 per player hit points. Okay, so actually when you defeat his A1 side, it looks like you set him back to 12 here, and you remove 3 secret counters from the board member environments. And then I'm guessing whenever you remove enough counters from that board member environments, and I'm sure there's other ways to remove it, then you will finally flip Baron Zemo over to his A2 side here, where he's going to have 18 per player hit points. And if you defeat him here, I'm guessing that we win the game, right? Is that how it works? I am not sure. I'm not sure if he actually has multiple stages as well, right? If you have to defeat this stage to go on this stage. I'm assuming from what we've seen so far, I think that this is just for standard. So if you defeat this A2 side, then you win the game. And then for expert, if you defeat this B2 side, then you win the game. That's what I think so far, because I feel like it's going to be a lot of work to defeat him multiple times to remove enough secret counters from the board member environments. Probably there's a lot of counters on there. Yeah, so we have to defeat him a lot. And here it says whenever he activates, you can either place 1 secret counter on a board member card. So that's got to be a bad thing, right? Or you give him an additional boost card. So you don't want him to have an additional boost card, but you also don't want secret counters probably, because, it's either or. So they're probably both not good effects. I wonder if he can flip back over and mask himself if you put enough secret counters. But it says on a board member card, so it doesn't have to be the board member environments, right? Or are all the board member environments also the only cards that have that board member word? Yeah, I'm not sure. If he can mask himself and flip back over this form, and he heals all of his hit points here, that would be devastating. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what. I feel like that would be very difficult for him to do. And then let's see, in his expert side, he has 4 scheme, still has 2 attack. So I really like the 4 scheme villain here. It's a very nice change of pace. He's going to be a heavy schemer compared to what we've seen so far. And let's see, he does have the steady keyword on his B2 side here. So I like that stats can still be used, but they won't be as effective. Whenever Baron Zemo will be defeated, reset his hit points to 16. Remove 3. Yeah, so same exact thing as the standard one, except just a little more hit points. Same amount of counters taken off. And then when Baron Zemo activates, you either place 2 secret counters on a board member card or give him additional boost. Yeah, okay, so the additional boost is usually fine if he doesn't have overkill because you can just block with ally. But if he's scheming, that's probably never going to be good. Yeah, that's fun. I actually really like this mechanic here because I love scenarios where you can decide things for yourself and it changes the player experience each time you play, right? So you guys know my favorite scenario is Venom Goblin because whenever he activates, you move the glide count to scheme the least threat, but you can manipulate which scheme has the least threat. So Baron Zemo looks really fun already, even though we've only seen his villain card, because it looks like you can remove or you can choose to either give him a district boost card or place secret counters on different board member cards, right? So you can choose which board member card you want to put it on. Maybe some is better for this situation. So yeah, looks like a very fun scenario. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of this scenario. This is the review for that. So this is all for the villain review, and I want to go through the other stuff that they talked about in that video, just giving us a few more updates on the current and legacy environments. So, okay, they did confirm that we will be getting reprints of aspect cards. So, for example, I just listed some aspect cards here, like Unflappable, which is a big staple for protection, and Death Focus is not an aspect card, it's a basic card, but Death Focus is also known as, a pretty big staple card, for basic cards. So yeah, Tony Fanchi did confirm that we will be getting reprints of aspect cards, so no worries. This will help players that do not have access to those older out of print legacy hero packs that these aspect cards originally came from. If you can't buy them, that's okay. They will be in future upcoming hero packs in the future, and they will also be in the current environment if they are released with those new packs. They did not confirm for Unflappable or Death Focus. I just put some examples here, so these cards are not confirmed, but yeah, we will be getting reprints of cards, guys. And the next news is that the Revisited Heroes will have the same alter ego name. If you guys watched my last video, I put the link somewhere on that. But I was speculating and I was hoping that we will get the exact same alter ego name. We weren't sure yet, and luckily I was right. We will be getting the exact same alter ego. So if we already have the original classic Doctor Strange right here, we will be getting another Stephen Strange, Doctor Strange, the exact same alter ego, but a different version of the character. So maybe it's going to be Doctor Strange who has a time stone in his kit. That was the idea that I threw out in the past video, right? So it's going to be the exact same Stephen Strange to Stephen Strange. It won't be like a Clea Strange or like another Strange. So for all the people that were worrying that we will never have another, Stephen Strange that is playable, no worries, we will be having another one. Yeah, and then we can also take a look at another one that I did here with Captain America. And yeah, you guys know I mentioned something about Captain America. I would like to see him maybe in a different version of time, maybe in the 1940s during World War II. That Captain America that was originally fighting the Red Skull. So I put here some MCU pictures of Captain America in different outfits, but also Steve Rogers, because they did confirm it will still be Steve Rogers. If there is a Sam Wilson Captain America that might be coming in the next few weeks, that will not be the revisited Captain America. We will be getting a different version of Steve Rogers himself with that same name. So newer players will have access to, the OG classic Steve Rogers Captain America, although not the classic one in Marvel Champions. It's still going to be the Steve Rogers, in Marvel, just a different version of him in Marvel Champions, right? A newer revisited version with completely revamped cards. And then Tony also mentioned that there will be no power creep in the newer cards. So the new Captain America will be around the same strength as the old Captain America, I'm guessing is what that means. And yeah, they made a big note of that. The only way to have power creep in the game of Marvel Champions with the current and legacy environments is basically going to be the interactions. And it made a big note on interactions being that because all the stuff in the current environment might actually probably be easier than the stuff that we had before. So I'm guessing that Ronan the Accuser and Venom Goblin will probably stay as the most difficult villains in the game Marvel Champions because all the newer scenarios does not factor in the massive card pool from the legacy environments, right? So I think that means that it'll be easier, but where power creep may happen is new aspect cards will no longer factor in insanely powerful combos with extremely old aspect cards that came out in wave 1 or wave 2 in those out of print cards, right? So if they reprint the cards like Unflappable, then obviously that will be factored in into designing new cards. But if they don't print Unflappable ever again, then any card that is printed now in the current environment or in the future in the current environment, because the current environment is not yet implemented, but whenever it is, when they design a card, they will no longer factor in Unflappable if Unflappable is no longer in the current environment. So if you combine Unflappable with these new cards, they may be really powerful, but by themselves, there won't be any power creep. Is what they meant by that. And then finally, they did mention that Well, this is kind of speculation by me, but they did mention heavily that the way to increase difficulty in Marvel Champions, they want that to be towards modular sets. And they really made a big note of that, which is kind of why I feel like that the difficulty of the game will be getting, a little bit easier because they want us to use modular sets to enhance the difficulty of the game. And yeah, they mentioned that there are some more recent module sets that are very difficult. So Joystick from the Extreme Risk module set came out, or is coming out, with the Shuri Hero Pack, and then we just seen the Growing Strong module set with the Silk Hero Pack. And yeah, these minions here are rough. They're both elite minions, right? 17 hit points, 1 scheme, 1 attack, nasty effect. 18 hit points on this one, 3 attack, nasty effect. They both have villainous, right? So it's kind of like a mini villain in a scenario, right? So definitely, if you include, these module sets in a scenario that is easy, that will definitely make the scenario a lot tougher. So I'm kind of reading in between the lines, and I'm assuming that what that means is that they will be increasing the difficulty of a lot of module sets so we can implement them and increase the difficulty of our game if we are playing in the legacy environment with that fully expanded card pool with powerful interactions and powerful combos, right? That's kind of speculation from me based on what they said. I hope this video was informative for you guys. Yeah, but definitely go check out Fantasy Flight Games' original video where they have all this information and their live play of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So if you guys want to see, Maria Hill or Nick Fury in action for the first time, definitely go check that out. The link for that video will be in the description of this video. Thank you so much to all of you guys for watching. I really appreciate everyone's support. I've feeling so much support in the last few weeks. Thank you to everyone that watches, comments, subscribes. Thank you to all my channel members. It really helps out. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And yeah, Sesame was a really good girl today. She sat on my lap sleeping the entire time that I was filming this video. So yeah, huge shout out to Sesame as well. All right, I'll see you guys all in the next one.